All right, so today we're going to talk about dividing a polynomial by a monomial. So before we get started, I want you to review, how do you divide two monomials? Remember, monomials are one term. And so go ahead right now, stop the video, and divide that out and see what you get. All right, so you should have gotten 5a to the third b to the fourth over 2, because you reduce the fraction 15/6, and then that becomes 5 over 2, and then you cancel out the a at the bottom, and you cancel out two b's at the bottom, and you're left with a to the third, b to the fourth. Now, you have to understand how to divide a monomial by a monomial in order to do a polynomial by a monomial. So remember, polynomial just means many terms, right? So these two examples here, you have a trinomial divided by a monomial. Same here, trinomial divided by a monomial. So over here are your steps. Basically, all you have to do is you're just dividing each one of these terms by the monomial. So looking at the first example, we're just going to do 4a to the 8th over 2a squared minus 2a to the 4th over 2a squared plus 10a squared over 2a squared. And so then what you do is you just reduce each monomial separately, right? So 4 over 2 becomes 2. A to the 8th over a to the 2nd becomes a to the 6th. So this would give me, my first term would be 2a to the 6th. My next term, I would do 2 divided by 2 is 1. A to the 4th divided by a to the 2nd is just a to the 2nd, because remember, you subtract the exponents when you have the same base. So that would be minus a to the 2nd. And then the last term, you would do 10 divided by 2, which is 5, and a squared divided by a squared is just 1. So those cancel out to leave you with just 5. So the answer would just be 2a to the 6th minus a squared plus 5. And notice your answer is going to be 3 terms. None of those are like terms, so that's your answer. You can't combine those. So let's try the next one. Example 2, you're now dividing by a negative, okay? Reminder, we don't want to leave negatives in our denominator because it just doesn't really make sense. So we're going to actually think about, when you divide by a negative, what does that look like? So I'm going to rewrite the problem so that it is 5x to the 5th over negative 3x plus 6x to the 3rd over negative 3x minus 21 over negative 3x. All right? So now when I go to divide, well, 5 isn't divisible by negative 3, so we leave this as a fraction, right? Negative 5/3. And then the negative sign, you can either pop it right out to the front or pop it up to the top number. So it's negative 5/3, and then the variable is x to the 4th because you're canceling out 1x at the bottom. So now the next one, you're doing 6 over negative 3. Now notice right here, I don't want a double sign. 6 over negative 3 is negative 2, which then means the next term is negative. So it's going to become a minus sign. So it's minus 2, and then it would be x squared because you're canceling out the x at the bottom. And then the next one, you're doing negative 21 over negative 3. So remember, a negative divided by a negative is a positive. And then you have the x down at the bottom, so that stays at the bottom. Negative 21 divided by negative 3 is actually positive 7, and the 7 is on the top, and the x is on the bottom. Okay? And so notice, again, you can't combine these 3 terms because they're not like terms. So the other thing I really want you to pay attention, I don't have double signs, right? So you divide, if you have a negative term, it becomes a minus. If you have a positive term, it becomes a plus sign. Okay? Now moving right on to the next problem, same thing. This is a trinomial divided by a monomial. So I'm just going to put that 4x squared underneath each term. Now sometimes if it's written this way, it's easy. You could just put the 4x squared under each term like this, and then you could kind of separate it in your head. That's going to be a term in your answer. That's going to be a term in your answer. And that's going to be a term in your answer, right? So then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to divide 16x to the 6th divided by 4x to the 2nd, and that's going to give me 4x to the 4th. And then I'm going to do negative 12x to the 4th divided by 4x squared, and that's going to give me negative 3x squared. And then you're going to do 4x squared divided by 4x squared. Now that doesn't go away completely. Think about it. 4 divided by 4 is 1. X squared divided by x squared is 1. You have to put the 1 there because it's being added, right? Adding or subtracting 1 changes the value of a problem. Multiplying by 1 or dividing by 1, we can take those ones off because it's multiplication and division, okay? So the biggest thing I want you to take away from this problem is when you divide the same term divided by the same term, you have to put the 1 there because it's going to be added or subtracted, okay? Now, moving on to the next side of the paper, I want you to keep these things in mind. So this is a really helpful piece of information. So when dividing a polynomial by a monomial, the number of terms in the numerator will equal the number of terms in the answer. So the 3 examples we just did was a trinomial divided by a monomial. Once you're done dividing, your answer should stay a trinomial. If you're just doing 2 terms, a binomial divided by a monomial, your answer will have 2 terms, okay? A term will never disappear. So that's another thing. A whole term will never disappear. A number divided by itself is equal to 1. It will reduce to the number 1. And I wrote here, like, read this over and over again. Don't forget this. This is a very common mistake. Remember, if everything cancels out, it's because it's equal to 1 because you're dividing, okay? And then the other piece to remember is to remember to write the appropriate sign in between your terms. Now looking at the bottom here, I have some examples. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different ways I can ask you to divide a polynomial by a monomial. And then the other piece of information that you're going to see, especially on SOLs, where it's like gives you this problem, it will say simplify this problem, and then it will say where A does not equal 0 and B does not equal 0. This really is just a technicality. We have to write that because think about if the value of A was 0 or the value of B was 0, think about what would happen to your denominator. You would have 0 in the denominator. Now, we haven't talked about this a lot, but you can't divide by 0. So they have to say this to you as a technicality because we're just assuming that the value of the denominator is not equal to 0. This does not in any way, shape, or form tell you how to simplify the problem. It's not even a clue. This could really be ignored when you're doing the problem, okay? So we just did 3 problems that looked similar to this, right? You would just put this underneath these 3 terms and divide each thing, okay? But I could also ask you the question, find the quotient of this and this, where A doesn't equal 0 and B doesn't equal 0. This is asking you to do the same exact thing as this problem here. I'm asking you to put the negative 4AB underneath these 3 terms, divide them out, and get the answer. I could just say divide, and the problem could be written like this. This polynomial in parentheses divided by that monomial. Same exact thing. You put the negative 4AB underneath each of those. Now this one, this is a division sign. This is a long division sign, right? It's not a radical. Pay attention to that. This is a division sign. And it even says divide, right? Same exact problem. Take that negative 4AB, put it underneath these 3 terms, divide them out individually to get the answer, okay? I could just, instead of saying simplify, I could just say give an expression equivalent to, and then give you the problem. I'm asking you to do the same thing. So all 5 of these problems are asking you to divide all 3 of these terms by negative 4AB. So now stop the video and go ahead and do the problem, and then come back to see if you've gotten it correct. All right, so your answer should be 3a squared over 2b minus b plus 5a cubed b squared over 4. So notice when I did the problem, I just used this as my template. I put negative 4ab underneath everything. Notice my answer started with 3 terms in the numerator. It ended with 3 terms in my answer. right? Notice I don't have any double signs. A negative divided by a negative results in a positive. Notice I left this a fraction, an improper fraction. You have to leave it an improper fraction. This right here, a positive divided by a negative is a negative, and then a negative divided by a negative, and the last term is a positive. It's super important that you get that. So no double signs. Make sure you don't write your answers as decimals. Leave them as improper fractions if you have to. All right, now let's practice. So now looking at the first four problems, I want you to just notice these four problems, they are all asking you to do the same exact thing. This one is asking you to divide these three terms by negative 2x squared. This one is asking you to divide these three terms by 5b squared. This one is asking you to put this thing underneath these two terms. And this one is asking you to divide this whole big crazy thing by that. So what I would do is I would just start writing my monomials underneath my polynomials, and then I would start dividing them out. Again, we can ignore this where x doesn't equal 0, where b doesn't equal 0. So go ahead and stop the video. I want you to try just the first four and then come back to make sure that you've got them correct. Okay, so here are your answers. A couple of things to point out. In number 1, be careful that very last term. Remember the coefficient of x squared is negative 1 here. And so you're doing negative 1 over negative 2, which gives you a positive, and 1 over 2 is 1/2. The x squareds cancel out, okay? Notice I have no double signs happening. Over here, pointing out this has to go there. That -1 is important because negative 5b squared divided by 5b squared is negative 1, and it's being subtracted from all of this. So you need it there. Here, the j squareds canceled out. I just also want to point out, again, no double signs. The first term is a negative. The second term ends up becoming a positive because a negative divided by a negative is a positive. You have to simplify that. All right? And the last one, lots of people leave off this term. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. All of them have to be divided by that, right? So I put it underneath each one. Again, notice I don't have any double signs in between my terms, right? This is a negative. This is a negative. Notice I left it as an improper fraction. This, because it's a negative over a negative, is a positive, and it doesn't disappear. It's a 1. And then this reduces 2 over negative 4. It's negative 1 over 2, and then none of the variables at the bottom cancel out, so you have to put those in the denominator. Okay? Now stop the video, and I want you to try the next 4 problems, and then tune back in to make sure that you've got them correct. All right, and so here are your answers to the next 4. I want to point out number 5, you're really just dividing mn and n by n, so I rewrote it here to show you that these n's cancel out to just give you an m, and then again, the same number n divided by the same number n is 1. You have to have the -1 there. All right, this one, pretty simple. You're just dividing everything by 2a squared. 2 of the a's will cancel out, and you're dividing your coefficients by 2. Sounds pretty easy. If you put 1a here, that's fine. It's just know that 1a is really just 1 times a, which is just a. And then this one, I just rewrote this underneath each term, okay? And then each answer, or you have 3 different terms in your answer. Reminder, again, no double signs. This gives you a positive, this gives you a negative, this gives you a negative, and the last term does not disappear. And then in number 8, again, you have 4 terms that are being divided. And this last one, nothing cancels out, so you just write it as a fraction, all right? Again, no decimals are here. Make sure you know what's in the denominator. And then another reminder, the reason we're not combining any of these is because none of them are like terms. So go ahead and finish the rest of the problems on the paper, and then double check with me to see if you've got the answers correct. Good luck.